Thank you. Thank you for your very direct testimony. I think the average person expects, as we head into the Olympics and an international competition, that there is a level playing field and the rules apply across the board. Are you saying that there are different testing protocols for different countries, Ms. Schmitt?
Unfortunately, I don't know that true answer. I can speak on the fact that I have been in other countries and have been at competitions that have been tested. It is not the same protocols that we have had here at USADA.
That's your testimony, correct?
Correct. All of my tests are public record, so you want to go on and see how many I've been tested, how many times I've been tested, you can. And I know for a fact that isn't across the board for every other country in the world.
Isn't WADA supposed to set those ground rules for all
Correct.
competitors?
Yes.
And have they not even followed through with the consistent testing protocols for each country? And they're supposed to monitor compliance on that?
Supposed to, yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Schmitt, talk to us about the testing. You've gone into a little bit of detail, but what does that, Mr. Phelps said that he operated under a constant suspicion of doping out there. What's your mindset as you go through the testing, and how frequent is it, and get into a little more detail just on the frequency and the type of testing?
I can say I have had hundreds and hundreds of tests since I've been in the pool in 2007. And that's all the way up until 2022, a year after the Tokyo Olympics, I was being tested. And I have never had a positive test, and I have always been willing to have tests at any time.
You said that's to ensure you said fair competition is worth the sacrifice of doing that.
Yes, it is what I knew at 17 years old, 16 years old, that I was signing my privacy and my rights away for fair sport and clean sport. And that's what we were working for. And that was my dream as a little kid, is to be in a level playing field. And as an adult in competing, I know that I was not in a level playing field, but I knew that I was clean myself. And I had worked for every record or medal and yard that we did.
We're proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
Mr. Phelps, so that you said that, when did you become aware that the rules were different as you headed into these international competitions? And you said that constant suspicion of doping was kind of impacted you along the way.
Sure. I mean, if you go back, we were talking to Allison Wagner here, who swam in 1996. There were doping allegations and positive tests in 1992 and 96 and 2000 from the Italian team. 2004 from the Greek team, 2008, I don't know, 2012, I'm sure there was something, then 2016 you have the Russians, right? And now we have the Chinese all over again. So for me, it is rather frustrating that over time, I never have felt like I was competing in a clean field. In the US, yes, I do believe that, because you heard what Allison and I go through when we subject ourselves to these testing. There are times where I would be blood and urine tested twice a day, one by USADA, one by WADA. And they could be within a 30-minute window. They're taking 4 to 6 vials of blood every time they test. After every single world record I ever break, same thing, vials of blood, and then urine. It's not the same for everybody else.
How short-sighted is it to undermine the integrity of an international competition like the Olympics? If scandals like this proliferate, then what happens to fair competition and in the interest of the public and all of us?
It's a great question, and honestly, I think if we continue to let this slide any farther, the Olympic Games might not even be there. I think there could be a possibility where there are other avenues that people try instead of trying to do it the right way. And as a kid growing up, again, you heard my dream was to wear the Stars and Stripes and stand on top of that podium and listen to my national anthem play. And I will tell you what, over a 20-year career, I got to do it a lot, and it was really awesome. But also, like Allison said, I outworked any single human on this planet, and that's a fact. And that's why I got the results that I got. And for me, I don't want kids growing up thinking that it's only doping and cheating where you're able to do these unfathomable things. Because people told me my whole entire life I would never amount to anything. I used that as motivation. In my career, I guess I won a couple gold medals, so it was a good career, and I had fun doing it. But for the future, again, this has to change, and it has to change now.
Thank you. I yield.
Each